could rent Doug's place out up there, so.
Jamie, would you lead us in the pledge this morning, this afternoon?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Kramer.
Here.
Commissioner O'Rourke.
Present.
Commissioner Rexroth.
Present.
Chairman Wessel.
Here.
Commissioner Ross.
Present.
Commissioner Allgaier.
Here.
Commissioner Lautner.
Present.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for being here. We do have an agenda before us and looking for any late additions or deletions. And I would invite a motion from the floor to add an item to the board's business agenda to review a newly issued legal opinion. Is there such a motion? Commissioner Rexroth.
I move to amend the business agenda of the Leelanau County Board of Commissioners meeting dated September 25, 2023 by the addition of a closed session to review and discuss an attorney's legal opinion.
Or
Any other additions? Commissioner Lautner?
This is based on an attorney-client privilege letter. Where's the letter?
We will get it in the closed session.
There's an email, a recent one.
Do we receive it by email?
No.
So we're going into closed session to discuss this attorney-client privilege letter.
We get the letter in the closed session.
And so we have only a number of reasons we can go into closed session, and it does fall under one of those?
This does, and it was an attorney's opinion.
And when did you receive that attorney's opinion?
We talked to the attorney on Friday. We received the opinion Friday.
On Friday. Okay. You know, I've said repeatedly, I've asked for our administrator office to let me know when these things come up via email, because I do not look at my county computer every day. So I find out this morning, when I'm at another meeting south of town, that this is going to be a closed session and not just a budget work session. And I find out the personnel issue from somebody on the street. I have a real problem with going into closed session based on those. I wonder about posting. So doesn't a closed session have to be posted? How do we go into closed session based on a meeting that was posted as a budget work session, which is no action?
This sounds like commissioner comment. Let's get an agenda approved first, and then we'll listen to your concerns.
motion to approve as modified.
Support.
All those in support of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Motion approved, 6-1.
6-1.
Who seconded the motion?
I, yeah. My brain came up.
We now have public comment. Any public comments? Yes.
Yes, I'm David Kiesel, delegate of Southwood Township. And I agree with Mr. Lautner. My public comment. You know what? If we want to watch stuff done behind people's back, now they watch TV, see it every day. Other than Leelanau County, we don't need that. It's my speech.
Thank you.
Thanks, John.
Yes.
Carrie O'Hanlon, Centerville Township. So I guess I'm new, as you guys know, and I'd like to know, where is it written, these rules that you're talking about, the closed sessions, how many days, need to be posted? Where can I get that information so that we can intelligently weigh in on whether or not Commissioner Lautner has a valid plan? Where can I find that info? In other words, I know you guys have the legal right to do closed session, and of course, we have the legal right to know you're having one and what it's talking, correct? And I'm assuming that. So, can anybody, I know this is just me commenting, but I would love to find out, okay. I'll hear it from Deb later, but I sure would like to know where I can get that info so that we can intelligently be watching what you guys do.
Thank you.
That's it.
Thanks, Gary. Thank you. Any other close, public comment? We will now have commissioner comment, and I will try to address your question in my comment. Thank you. Commissioner Lautner?
Yes, so I guess the question is, what question did you ask the attorneys that we can go into closed session during a meeting that is posted only as a budget work session, which is no action?
Is that commissioner comment?
It's more than a comment. We are going to go into closed session, and I'm wondering if legally our attorneys understood why we were having a meeting today. I don't know what question was asked of our attorney.
I would be very happy to answer that question in closed session, and we will handle that
But we are
question.
going into closed session.
We have voted to go into closed session on a 6-1 vote.
That's correct. And the reason I voted no is some years ago, we had an administrator that wanted to lead us into closed session, and I questioned the motives and was told that we had an attorney-client privilege in hand, and at the time we did not. No, I was told that we had an employee that was going to sue us that had filed a lawsuit. So we went into closed session, and it was a bogus closed session, which we got in trouble for. I'm just wondering about, I agree 100% with the public that they've got a right to know we are going into closed session, when we're going to go into closed session. Can we just add that as an agenda item on a budget work session? Was our attorney okay with that? She knew that it was only posted as a budget work session.
These are commissioner comments, and I've heard your comment, and then as I will answer your question in closed session. We have moved to amend the agenda. That has been approved 6-1. This is commissioner comment. We've heard your comment.
Not commissioner questions, is that your point?
I will answer your question in the closed session. Any other commissioner comment? Well, my commissioner comment will address the question that came up in public comment. This was an issue that came up last Friday. We did check with the attorney. The attorney did advise us on how to handle this. The attorney did tell us that we had a scheduled budget session and it was appropriate if this board wanted to go into closed session. When we come out of the closed session, we will discuss with the public what we talked about in closed session. The meeting was posted as a budget work session. We always have the right to modify our agendas unless it's posted as a special meeting with only a limited agenda. Any other commissioner comment? At this time, I would then take a motion to go into closed session.
So moved.
Well, no, you've got to read from the sheet.
I've got to read from the sheet. Didn't I already read that?
We already did
It's
that.
the second
It's
page.
the second set that cites this MCLs that are required to do this.
Okay.
Thank you.
Motion to go into closed session pursuant to MCL 15.268H and MCL 15.2431G to review and discuss a written attorney-client privilege opinion letter issued by Bonnie G. Toskey of Cole, Stoker, and Toskey, P.C., dated September 22nd, 2023.
Support.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Rexroth,
Yes.
Commissioner Ross,
Yes.
Chairman Wessel,
Yes.
Commissioner Allgaier,
Yes.
Commissioner Kramer,
Yes.
Commissioner Lautner,
No?
Commissioner O'Rourke,
Yes.
6-1.
Motion approved 6-1. We will go into closed session now. We will return when we're done with the closed session. I anticipate the closed session.
I move that we come out of closed session. Do I need to have MCLs for that one?
No, support.
Just,
All those in support of the motion to come out of closed session, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Same.
Rookie or Tama.
We now would invite Commissioner Lautner to just give a brief summary of our closed session meetings.
Thank you for the invitation. We had some discussions about finance department and steps moving forward, and potential new committees with finance and personnel committees. We will have a special board meeting Monday, October 2nd, if enough commissioners sign for that, at 9:30 in the morning.
9:30.
Thank you.
Anybody want to add to Melinda's summary? Okay, thank you. With your approval, I would move to not deal with action items 1 and 2 and go right down to public comment.
Or. Yeah.
We thank you for waiting around and coming back, and obviously, when we set this schedule last week, we did not know that this is what we were going to be spending our time with, but we are not going to do our budget work today, so it is now time for public comment, if you'd like to make public comment.
Yes. Carrie Onan, Centerville Township. And basically, I want to reiterate my request, since obviously I haven't gotten that info yet, that we absolutely want to find out what that meeting was about. But more importantly, I'm interested in procedural, were you guys following procedure by the existing bylaws or whatever rules you're following? That's really important to us to see. And again, it's so that we can intelligently not just observe, but weigh in. Because I know that you guys care about what we want. I get that, because that's why you guys are working as hard as you are. And I do want to thank you for that. I'm not blowing smoke. You guys, this is way more work than I ever imagined. So I thank you for that very much. If you don't mind me taking a moment, I didn't know it would be this quick. We did find out an element of that meeting. So we do understand one thing that was presumably covered in terms of existing positions in our county government, and that there is possibly been a change. Sounds like there hasn't been a change. And I didn't hear that mentioned, but I might just not have heard you guys, your description of what you guys covered. So of course that's of great interest to us, since a lot of the work you guys have been doing seemed to be predicated or prompted by, at least two people's a lot of time and energy creating a huge body of work that I personally have never seen a proposal as large as that one, and I've thrown it to people that are very experienced in high-level corporate finance, and they've never seen anything like that that is legit. And so, of course, more red flags went up. For me, it's like, well, what? The comment I kept hearing, no matter if it was someone in banking, a loan officer, not an officer, a vice president of commercial lending, and has been for decades, and the other corporate, people in the private sector that have worked in high level, huge, way bigger than our county type of finance. None of them had ever seen that type of proposal for handling money in the massage therapist state. Because I'm always going to be the one that tries to break it down into something simpler. But the whole design of it looked to every single person, both sides of the aisle, because I know people from both sides of the aisle. They all said similar things, and it was, what are they trying to hide? It looks like a shell game, that kind of comment. Why is it so different? Why is it so complicated for such a small county? They kept saying, how large is your county? So That's a concern. Anyone who's thinking and paying attention is looking at this process thinking, what the heck? What's going on in our county that we need that kind of bureaucracy? Do we? And you know what? I'm not interested in throwing darts or naming any, that's not it. We just want to be effective and have the type of functioning government we want, that truly represents us. And I know you guys are all awesome people, and you wouldn't be there doing the work you do. So I don't know how it got to this point, but in my mind, I think it might be actually a positive change, it seems like. And of course, we want to know more about it. And notice I didn't name names, because I don't want to step on your guys' toes, any more than I just inherently do, because I am the board of insurance. So thank you. Guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Karen.
Sir? Public comment? Public comment? Commissioner comment?
I'm curious, it sounds like, I want to make sure you understand that when we do the budget, we look at everything that's a possibility. And so it looks like huge. And then at the end, we make our decisions. So it's not like everything we've looked at is stuff we're going to do. We look at everything, then we prioritize, then we make decisions. And another thing I guess I would like to say, because you guys are paying so close attention and you want to understand, I hear that. Our county has made, I think it was the 30s, the Rural Electrification Act. Fortunately, I think that the federal government came in and gave people electricity, rural people that didn't have it. It was a massive investment. With broadband, this county is making a big investment, and it's probably going to have to be dealt with long-term to get people broadband that need it in order to function in today's society. And so that is just a thing that we all have to be aware of.
Oh, I appreciate that. And
So I just want to make sure you understand, we haven't made any decisions yet.
Thank you. Any other commissioner comment? Oh, I'm sorry. Wait, we'll talk to you. We'll talk to you after the meeting.
the actual vote. I wasn't talking about your question.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other commissioner comment? I would like to say that Melinda Lautner, Commissioner Lautner, did give a very brief summary because we didn't make any decisions today. We did entertain the resignation from one staff member, and that was the purpose of our meeting. And we are going to have a special meeting next week to take some action. Thank you. Motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Support.
You're good at that.